Okay, now we're live. Let's put some music and let's welcome everyone to a new episode of our leadership series. This is our last episode as we are closing off the season of our leadership series, and I'm so honored to be doing this with incredible women, an incredible leader, a sister, a friend, Ingrid Orozco. Welcome, my dear.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much for the invitation.
I'm so honored to have you. You have such an impressive career. I'm going to let you introduce yourself and tell us about the incredible title that you have as a president of the trade diplomacy and all of that. So can you tell us who is Ingrid?
Besides all the titles that you can ever mention or whatever, I'm a dreamer. I'm a dreamer and I'm a doer. That's a very important part, because once you believe in your dreams and you have the voice and the courage to go to get them, you just do them. You just make them happen. It's not like chance. It's not like no. It's hard work. It's hard work and believing on you have a purpose and a service. And when you believe on this, there is no power that can stop you.
I love that. Be a dreamer, but keep on believing on your purpose.
Correct.
Never miss it out. And this is who you are. That's incredible.
Exactly.
And your journey took you to the incredible offices. You were with Obama when he was president. Your career is so impressive. What brought you into diplomacy as a young
What brought me into diplomacy? My passion for traveling.
I love that. Really?
I wanted to discover the world. I wanted to know. I was always, the thing is that since I was a little kid, with my parents, we were always traveling. They used to take us out of the school, in the different, because their holidays didn't match with our holidays. So they used to take us out from the school to go on holidays. And they used to take us, or they were used to take to get us into the hotels, like to live in the hotels because of their work. We were always changing locations. Always. So I got it from this, And then I just wanted to travel. Like, for me, it was magic to travel. And then when they took us to Disneyland, and for me, it was like, this is a wonderful world. I really would like to, to keep on doing it forever. So, and then when it came to take a decision, which career I wanted to study. For many people, it's a thing that I don't understand, because for many people, it's very difficult to choose a career. For me, it was very clear, For me, it was from the beginning, from the day one, I want to be ambassador. I want to be diplomat. And I would like to represent.
You were young.
When I was young, and I would like to represent my country, because there is so much.
Your country, Mexico. So
Mexico.
You're from Mexico. You grew up in Mexico.
Yeah. No, I have so many countries, but yeah, I was born in Mexico. I grew up in Mexico, but I was studying abroad since I was very young. So at the end of the day, I'm a mix, of cultures. At the beginning, I was just to say, oh, yes, but now I have my part of my heart in the United States, because I studied in the United States. But then I went to Canada.
You lived there in Washington.
I studied a lot in the United States, in Washington and in Boston. And then I went to Canada, and then half of my heart is Canadian. But then I left Canada and went to Paris, and I was like, oh, now I'm Parisian. It's like, no. And then I ended up in the UAE, and after I got to Saudi Arabia, and I was
like, then you found your heart in the UAE. So you're like an incredible mixture of love from all around the world.
Correct.
I love that.
I'm a mix now, yeah. I'm a mix, because they don't even know, every single time where we go to some places or so on, I was, where are you from? Iran? No. Morocco? No, you are Emirati, you are local. So, no, I'm Mexican.
Yes. They can't
And I'm
tell.
Mexican, I'm probably Mexican, and will ever and will be forever Mexican, you know. For a reason, I
Yes.
was born in Mexico. Yeah.
And it's true. It's like you can't really tell where are you from when we meet you. I thought you were Arab. You can just completely be from, you're like from Dubai, you can be that. And it
Mhm.
helps, doesn't it help? Because you fit in any culture you go to.
I fit in. I adopted the culture. I adopted the customs. You
Yep.
know,
Well,
I,
comment for
I
you here. True global connection from your heart. And it
yeah,
is. Yeah.
and um, and yeah. I mean, when you really, I was always looking for the place where to live, where I could call home. You know,
Mm,
and since I was a little kid, I don't know if you live in other lives that I do. I was always like very attracted to this culture,
mm.
to the Aladdin. They used to call me Jasmine because you look like
You do,
Jasmine,
and I didn't
like
want to say it, but you look absolutely like Jasmine. Exactly it.
the way
Absolutely.
the way she talks, and then I have friends like you should do this doublage, yeah, when you are like borrowing your voice for the
Yes,
movies and so on.
yes.
Because
They
when
want
they
to
come
borrow
to
your
visit me,
face. Yes.
when
Yeah.
they come to visit me and I take them to Emirates Palace, and it's like I go like it's like, oh my god, Ingrid, you are like the princess in the cartoon. So funny, yeah, yeah. But I was always like attracted for this culture, so I ended up in here. Yes.
But that didn't stop you from advancing so seriously in an incredibly powerful career.
No, no, no,
And
no.
that's what's impressive.
And it has been difficult, Hinta, because I still have to fight against
Yes.
machismo, against males who are saying, oh, you are lesbian because you are acting as a boss. And I was like, no, I'm happily married. I'm not lesbian. It's just
Mm.
because what? Because I'm the boss. I'm sorry. I am the boss. And I'm
Wow.
not afraid to say it.
Wow. So you
So,
heard
and
it all.
I don't put my head, yeah, and I don't put my head down because they said this. No,
Mm,
when they are, so what I have learned in my life is that when the dogs bark, is because you
mm,
are advancing. So I don't
mm.
care. They can tell whatever, because when you are doing the right things, people are trying to get you down, and this is the most of the times like this. But
Did
then
you feel it? Has it always been the case where there was a time where you're like, okay, now it seems to be less in your career?
yes, when it came to when I think about the kids and so on,
Mm,
because then I was talking the other day with my husband and I was saying like, you know what? It's like, okay, I've been president, director, representative, diplomat, minister, this, and there is something missing.
mm,
So yeah, now I'm trying to get it a little bit reduction of
mm,
activities.
mm.
But
So that you
for
can
me,
take care of yourself.
no, I haven't always been taking care of myself. However, when the projects are going on, because I really like to be present in every single project. I
Yes.
take care of my clients. I take care. Some of them are ministers. Some of them are ministers of economic development. Some of
Mm.
them, they have very high level.
Right.
Level positions, of
Yes.
course. And I have special missions and missions that implies working with ambassadors, with excellencies.
Mm,
And then it's like I don't like to just give up on my team to do it. So I'm
mm,
always very present in all the projects. And
mm,
this is like, if you don't have team or what? Yes, of course I have team, but I like to be present in the projects. And when I see, for example, the mission with the president of Brazil, or the mission with the president of Colombia or whatever, so I like to be present. So I don't like just to put the activities, and no, this is not what a leader does. you
mm,
know so I
mm.
try to make a balance, and yeah,
Do you can
work.
you get it? Do you find that balance?
The most of the times, yes, but sometimes you have to sacrifice some things for others. You know,
Yes. Mm,
I'm a true believer that you can have it all, because I'm a true believer of this, that you can have it all, but maybe not at the same time.
mm.
Sometimes,
Yes. So the contest will change for that's true from season to season in your life. That's very
correct.
true. Yeah.
Yeah,
You can
correct.
have it all, but sometime you might need to focus more on one side and then
Yeah,
come back to the other
yeah,
one. Yeah. And
correct.
trust that the timing is good, right? You have to
Correct. Yeah,
trust that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, that's for sure.
mm.
And it
Yeah.
is how it is.
So that
Yeah.
means that there is a lot of intuition guiding you and guiding us when you are at a certain level of leadership. You have to trust yourself.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. There are, of course, in every single decision that I take, I try to get as much as information I can first, because information is power.
Mm.
And after that, I lead also with my heart. This is, but I try to make a balance, because when you are in very difficult situations, no, for example, if you are going to hire one person and this person says that is the best person ever and so on, but you analyze this person attitude, character, and feelings like this, how he treats or she treats other people and so on, and then you get an idea, you get a feeling, and then yeah, I speak a lot to myself innerly. And yes, for sure. I mean, I cannot say that I lead with intuition, because it's not totally true, but I take a lot of consideration of it. Definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love that. You have created the most powerful alliances and between governments, multinationals, local ecosystems. What is it that makes the success of partnership up to you?
What is what it makes us okay?
Real
I
success.
I put myself on the feet of each one.
Ah,
And with this humility and with this simplicity, it's
yes.
very important to understand yours first, to understand each one, to make
Mm,
them understand themselves.
mm,
Otherwise, it's impossible. They told me, but how you reach it? It was very difficult to do organic and natural in a country that is Arabic country, you woman. And
uh-uh.
I was like, yeah, but when you realize that in this country is really needed, and food safety is one of the priorities. And then you realize in another country that it has the best organic and food production, have to make them understand each other. That's it, you know. And
Mm,
but when you understand the two valuable points of, or many valuable points between these both, to make them understand them is easier.
mm.
Well, people they think that it's easier, but it
Yes.
implies a lot of training. It implies a lot of effective communication, and sometimes, because I've been in cases. I mean, I'm not gonna mention it. I'm not gonna mention which countries or so on, but I've been in cases like, no, but they are like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. And I go to the other country and I said, no, they are, and they do like this, like this, like this, like this. And I was like, no, but this is not the point of view of this. And I would, no, but this is not, this is what a natural diplomat is doing. At the end of the day, that's why I'm so passionate about my career, and my career, and I truly believe that I was born for this,
Mm.
because for me it's like, no, this is not like this. You can do like this, and you can tell like this, and you can say like this, and then it's so fulfilling when you unlock things
Mhm.
that could that were that seem to be not unlockable.
Yeah, that seems to be blocked, impossible. Like you
Yeah,
change the impossible to the possible. And
I always in
and
my
that's
company I always
because,
say that we do the
but
possible
isn't
impossible.
it because you have such an understanding of the diversity of cultures that you're able to almost speak
Mm,
the same language to the other person?
yes, I mean, is this is more like um, embracing what it is without losing the identity. Or,
Yes. Mhm.
this is also thinking globally but acting authentically. And this
Mm.
is the true passion to build partnerships that honor both,
Mm.
ambition and community. That is
Mm.
also very important.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean, we say, for example, in the company that competitiveness is not about being the biggest or the best. It's
Mm.
about being the most aligned, the most resilient, and the most purpose driven. What is important?
I love that. The most aligned, the most resilient, the most purpose driven. It's all about what's the impact you create, what's the purpose. I love that.
What's my purpose?
Yes, tell us about your purpose before we go into women in trade.
Is to live a better world than how I found it. And it goes to create more opportunities for the ones who are not having them, to create an impact, to have a better planet, to
Mm.
have, because at the end of the day, if you realize that, and in a macroeconomic way or in a macro way, we have a beautiful planet. We are some of the few planets who have all these conditions to live and to
Yes.
allow life, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
But when you go into the deep and into the small parts of the story, it's like we also see how disconnected we are from each other, you
Mm,
know, and
mm.
how, and then when you go into the macro, you see it more, and then it's like, yeah. But my purpose to live a better world than how I found it.
I love that. I love the way you say it. It's like we found a word the way it is, and we just want to even improve it so that the next generation find it even better. And that's really like it's taking it a step further about around sustainability, right? Like living, having a sustainable impact. But it's even better because you're improving what you found, not just like you leave it as it is. It's like let's make it even better.
Yeah.
So, is there a role for women in this? You're in the global trade sphere. You're women,
Well,
but do you see a bit more of them coming in?
women remain one of the greatest untapped forces in the global economy. Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yet many for sure still face invisible walls,
Mhm.
lack of financing, limited access to markets, cultural biases, closed networks, you know. We are still living in a world with all these limitations.
Mhm.
But I have seen something extraordinary hint around the world.
Mhm.
When a woman becomes a trader, she
Mhm.
becomes a multiplier. So
Oh,
a multiplier of what? Of opportunity, of dignity, of community transformation.
I
For
love that.
example, all the initiatives that we do, you know, to from SheTrades to women, to the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs. That is an initiative that I have the pleasure
Uh huh.
to lead for President Obama and then for President Trump.
Mhm.
I have witnessed that how women break barriers when they are given three particular things. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the secrets just right now.
Yes, please tell
They,
us. We love secrets. This is why this leadership series is. So, what are the
yeah,
three secrets to break barriers?
knowledge, that is
No.
really important. Yeah, opportunity, when you give and put the opportunities on them, they take it,
Mhm.
and for sure the network that believes in them.
Mm.
Because you know what, empowering women to trade is not just smart economics. So empowering women to trade is a pathway to a more inclusive and prosperous world, and that is exactly what I always say.
I love that. Empowering women to trade is creating this multiplier effect, right? And we want that because everything is going so fast.
Correct. Correct. And if you cultivate, you know, the courage to connect worlds,
Mhm.
and you put this curiosity to understand complexity, because at the end of the day, you know, I you cannot imagine how many times they told me, oh, how you gonna go to Middle East, but you know, poor women, they have poor women. You know what it is?
They're better than you tell
And
them.
complexity, you know, it's like, and then when you have this compassion to bridge division or divides,
Mm,
magic happens.
mm, yes.
So yeah,
So this is the perception that people project on you about how
I mean,
these.
now it's changing. No, now it's becoming another totally story. But when I started here, when I came back, when I came here, and so on, they were saying like this. But why? If you have an amazing career, you should stay in Washington, or you
Mm.
should stay in France. I was like, why? I mean, yeah, in France, in Washington, to do what? You know, it's like I go to the places where I can do,
Where I can contribute. Yes.
where I can contribute, when I can make the difference. Yeah.
Mm. And
And,
it's
and 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 I'm not saying that I didn't do, because you know, when I was in Canada, and I got this amazing opportunity to be the representative for one Canadian province to Mexico, and now I was not Canadian.
mm,
I was part of the negotiating team of the one of the most important trade agreements in the world, that is the USMCA, not the
yeah,
North
it's-
America Free Trade Agreement. Yeah, so
mm,
I learned a lot, and I contributed with what I had to at that moment, and that's it. You know, I mean, I closed that chapter, and I was like, next, what is next now? Let's go to
mm.
United States. What is next now? Let's go to this. Let's go to that. And yeah, that is exactly why.
So you feel called each time by these very big agreements and partnership at the macro level.
That I
And
feel what?
I think it's fascinating how you always get involved in those very large scale agreements at the very macro level, because then everything unfolds after that, right? Because it's like the umbrella that covers it all. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, this is the umbrella, and this is also the key to unlock many opportunities when it comes to creation of prosperity,
Mm.
and the creation of a collective prosperity. For
Mm,
example,
yes.
when I bring, all the producers that are bringing to different markets their honey, their fruits, their organic things, the coffee, and so on, and we create them. I mean, and then when we see the results back in the communities, it's like, wow, we are making the difference.
Yes.
And yeah, and I believe that we came to this world to make the difference.
I
Mm?
love that. We really did. I mean, it's like when each one of us believe and understand the purpose, that what is the footprint that we want to leave behind. There is a reason why we're here, born exactly at the right time, at that specific time, in that specific place. There is a reason. Yeah.
There is a reason. Yeah,
And I
yeah, yeah,
always
yeah.
say there is
Totally.
also a reason why we get connected somehow. Because we do, right? We get connected like, what? There is somebody doing these crazy things and doing it so much like me. And it feels like and this is what the secrets that you shared with us and so well, because
Mhm.
the third one is that network. When you have that network, then you're like creating those bridges.
Correct.
Mm,
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's very important to surround by to consider by who you are surrounding yourself. Because
mm.
if you surround yourself by the wrong people, I mean, they said that if you surround yourself by wolves, you might learn how to do how they do. So how to bow. So
Yes.
and it's how it is. Yeah.
So whatever surrounds you is an average of who you become. Yes, I have to
Correct.
be very careful. Yeah. So
That's
today,
exactly.
as a CEO of ULead International, how do you help entrepreneurs? And what is ULead? Tell us about it.
Usually, it is a trade promotion and investment management firm. What we
Mhm.
do is we support. I don't like the word help because not really help, but we support companies to become the best version of themselves and place them internationally. So
Wow.
we open the doors for them. Yes, we open the doors for them to remove the invisible walls,
Mm, mm,
and we access to different markets, up to now
mm,
to more than 25 different markets. Yes,
mhm.
and yeah, we support them understanding how to do it, and we make them happen. I mean, we made them to do it, right?
This is
Like,
incredible. People don't know about this.
no.
About no. I mean, and it's beautiful that you provide that because the word has gone global and every product deserves to be global. Yeah, and you said something very intentional about saying the invisible barriers. And invisible, is it mindset? Is it what is it to yourself?
Is it? Yeah, sometimes it's mindset, sometimes it's a lack of knowledge, sometimes it's fear, sometimes it's just lack of vision.
Mm,
I mean, that's why I call them invisible walls, because at the end of the day, you just believe that you have them, that you don't. It's
mm,
like, and when you release all these or unveil those walls, believe me, you create sometimes monsters,
mm.
monsters.
It's true. When you when we want to try to break those, you feel like it's overwhelming. We don't know how to go about it. So do you help them with money or do you help them by creating events? What does you lead?
There are so many different ways that we
Mhm,
help them. It depends on each company and it depends on their particular needs. Not all the companies are the same. With
mm,
some, we help them with contacts. With some, we help them with financing. With some, we help them with
mm,
connections. With
mhm,
some, it depends. So it depends on each company and the maturity of the company as well, because we cannot say that we are going to internationalize all companies. No, they have to be mature in the local market in order to be able to jump into other markets. Otherwise, internationalization requires a lot of investment, a lot of time consuming, to be also resilient and flexible to understand differences and without losing patience.
yeah.
Sometimes, yeah, I have clients like, no, I don't care. I go, no, 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 no. Oh, no, I don't care. I go to meet to an excellency in shorts, smelling alcohol or things like this. And I say,
Mm.
no, you cannot do like this. You have to do like that, like that. I mean, we
Oh,
are, we are, yeah, behind them and in front of them in order to create to get the result, right?
mm, mm,
Some companies, they don't know and they just do it empirically and they don't succeed because they do it empirically. At the
I
end
see.
of the day, to get placed or to get a presence in another market requires more than just connections, you know. So it requires knowledge, it requires money, requires resilience, and many other things.
Yes,
Patience.
resilience and also evidence that it works. And I think if you provide that evidence, then they're like, oh, it could work for me as well. If you provide examples of others that have done this, it's like, okay, yes, so they've done it, I can do it. And that's is priceless.
Yeah, this particular, I mean, this when it comes to like general experience, but we also do this in a technical way because we do all the commercial and market intelligence to
Oh,
reduce risk, to reduce risk into the internationalization process until 80-90%. That is
oh,
exactly right, because it's not just about like my experience. For example, according to my experience, I can tell you that frozen broccoli can have a lot of success here because frozen broccoli is everywhere in all the supermarkets, no?
oh,
But
okay.
then but then the market research is telling us no, because it's overloaded of frozen broccoli. So maybe
Mm.
you should offer frozen
Correct.
courgette or carrots, you know,
Excellent.
or
Yes.
whatever,
Yes. So
like
you give them guidance.
something
Yeah.
like innovative,
Yeah. Yes.
So,
I
and
love
this is
that.
exactly what we do. I mean, for sure, we mix experience with technical knowledge, with market intelligence.
Mm. And do you stay mostly on the consumption side, or do you also cover other sectors?
No, we cover more than 30 sectors and subsectors. Yeah, yeah, I mean, we go from the aerospace to the consumption. I mean, we go to alcohol from the confectionery. So yeah,
Mm.
we do multi. We are a multi-sectoral company. Yeah.
That's impressive. You had do so much. I'm always impressed each time I talk with you. You know that, Ingrid. You're like my hero here. It's like each time we meet, it's like, oh my God, how do you keep yourself grounded and feel always calm, like Princess Jasmine in Aladdin's? I'm like, just how do you do that?
We are mirrors, huh? And
Yeah.
how, Alhamdulillah, I have my parents always taught me to, okay, yes, you can be here and here, but you are here, I mean, you are
And
this person.
present, anchored. You
And,
always
and
anchor.
they anchored and they grounded me
Mm,
always. I mean, it's not easy to lose to lose the flair. I have
mm,
people are like, oh, why are you like this, like this, like this? And would you go like this? And you go and you like, I like to work, It's not because I have a position or I hold
mm,
a CEO title. I'm
mm.
gonna be seated without do anything. No, it's
No,
not my style.
it's
I
not
like
gonna
to go
work anyway. You have to
like
put the
this.
work in if you want to succeed. There is nothing that happens on its own anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. And they said like, I bet you're working so hard. I was like, aunt? Aunt?
Mm, mm,
So yeah, I mean, but as I told you, if you let people get you down,
mm.
or if you hear people, you will never do anything.
That's so true.
So at the end of the day, yeah. So I hear what it makes sense to me,
Mm,
and what is like adding to my path. I
mm.
don't when it comes to different things. So yeah.
Yes. I love that. This was beautiful. I always ask my guests at the end of our session about their own understanding and definition of leadership. What does leadership means to you, Ingrid?
Leadership, or what leadership means to me,
Yeah. Purpose.
uh, the capacity to inspire, and if you say towards purpose and presence, you know,
Towards purpose and presence. I love that. And I love how you
correct.
bring always purpose. It's like you don't just do things for money, but you do things because there is a reason. Mm.
Sometimes, believe me, I don't even charge my clients because I was like, I believe that much on this product. If it's like, it doesn't matter if you don't have now the financing to do it. We are gonna make it happen, and then it's gonna be different, right?
Yes.
So, but yeah. So I act from service.
But you get
At first I
compensated
suppose,
anyway. You get compensated, right? Anyway.
of course, of course, of course, because
Mm.
when you things I mean, there are so many. The most you give, the most you get. Always. This is a
Mm.
natural law. Okay. The most you share, the most you get. This is natural and this is universal law. But when you stay aligned with your purpose and act from service, you can
Mm.
influence. And when you
Mm.
can influence, you remain present. And when you remain present, you can do whatever you want to do, and you
Yes.
lead and you get. So first is you are, you do, and you get. It is
Yes.
how it is. So yes, for sure, I get compensated for sure, for sure. I get very well, mashallah, compensated for the things that we are creating or that we are getting, because
Mm.
we lead with the heart as well.
Mm, I love that. This was so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for giving us a new vision of what abundance and compensation looks like. It's a focus on service, a focus on purpose, and doing it because you love doing it. And this is how we feel when we talk with you. It's like you work so
Exactly.
hard, and there is nothing that comes without working hard anyway. It's like pretending doesn't get you much. You got to really put yourself in the game. Yeah.
I'm also being guided, but because it's not the scale of my work,
Yes.
but the intention that is behind it. That is
Mm.
also very important.
Yes, the intention that is behind it. Ah, this was beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing this incredible wisdom with us. The secrets. So we noted them very well, the three secrets, and also and all this wisdom behind and the focus on purpose. Thank you everyone for being with us. We have some beautiful comments here. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with such warmth and sincerity. Our world needs deeper connections like this. So true. So this is beautiful. Thank you everyone for being with us, and I look forward to seeing you soon.